Hello dear Sinceres, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Cynthia Sincere and I'm an astrologer and holistic coach. So today we're not going to talk about astrology, but we're going to talk about something different. That is when sometimes we make plans in our life, set up goals or set up dreams or have dreams we want to achieve, and when these plans don't go accordingly to what we expected. And in those moments, we can feel very disheartened, depressed, sad, or go into a state of negativity. And this video is just to remind us why it's so important for us to stay positive, and also to give you some tips on how you can come back to a state of positivity and seeing things in a more optimistic way so that you can continue to chase for those things you want in your life and to achieve the mission in your life. Sometimes in life, the plans we make don't go accordingly to our expectations. And as I said in the intro, we can feel disappointed, disheartened, and even hopeless or negative. Feeling as if the universe is not supporting us or that nothing will ever work out in our life. In such moments, there are a few things we can do to remind ourselves why it's so important to remain positive in going for our dreams. And starting with this, why is then so important to remain positive? Positivity allows us to remain hopeful and optimistic about the future. It allows us to look at life as it is in this moment and to recognize all the good things that we have, count our blessings, and come back to the present moment. It also allows us to be more in the now. By having a positive attitude towards life, we set ourselves up for inspirations, higher guidance, and increase our frequency, our energetic frequency. By increasing our frequency, our energy flows much easier and much faster, which then allows us to connect to a higher mind, to a higher state of consciousness, to the higher intelligence of the universe. And this is when we can attune ourselves to receive intuitions, inspirations, a higher guidance, ideas, creative magical intuitions or inputs or insights that we would be shutting ourselves off from if we were to remain in a negative state. We all have our moments, our bad days, problems, when things feel stressful or not going according to our plans or expectations. And this is not about repressing such feelings or denying when we feel low, but to remain in such states for a long period of time can actually color our belief system. Our emotions become habitual, and we just start adopting the reality of the emotion that we are feeling as the truth of how we perceive reality and the world, creating then a vicious cycle from which it becomes very hard to come out. But also that will be the root of our beliefs, our behaviors, and most importantly, the way that we will tend to interpret reality and what happens to us. The problem is that humans have a strong tendency to seek events in our lives that confirm the beliefs we have about life. If we look at the world, people in general tend to express certain beliefs about how life is, how it works, if these were universal truths that apply to almost everyone, except maybe for a few lucky ones. And for the most part, these beliefs, which can be coming from fears or from conclusions that were drawn about life, that were taken or absorbed by our culture, our family, our parents, or even the ignorance, out of the ignorance of not knowing how to do something different so we can get a different outcome. These things can shape how a person or how we end up becoming adults with limitations about what is really possible, about our reality, as if no other possibilities even existed. And to avoid that, it is really important for us to be capable of bringing our emotional state to a high vibration that attunes to the universal mind, so that we stay open to communication and messages. We stay open to synchronicities that will take us where we feel most aligned with our souls and our mission in life. So some tips for this are: number 1, you can do a gratitude list. Gratitude list where you write a list of all the things you are grateful for in this moment. And that could be the comfortable chair you're sitting in, or the sofa that you're using, or the senses that you're using to watch this video, the breath that is filling up your lungs, a warm shower, the delicious meal you just had, or your best friend, a pet, or being able to do something that you love. Anything that you feel is a blessing in your life right now. Usually I make a list of 10 items, but sometimes if I'm feeling low, I actually write more categories and more things that I'm grateful for. Number 2, breathe. Breathing or breath work has the amazing capacity to bring us to the present moment. When we pay attention to the air filling our lungs, we are actually experiencing life happening. For if we had no air, we wouldn't be able to continue to live. To feel the air in and out of our lungs brings attention to how precious each moment of breathing is, and makes us aware how such an immense gift it is, that of breathing, that we usually take for granted. And this gift is filling us with life energy and life force, and what a gift it is to inhabit the only planet in the solar system that has the capacity to give us the capacity to breathe. Breathing for a few minutes also will calm us down and bring our body to a relaxed state. Number 3, do something that you love. When we were children, we used to be in a playful state. Life was all about experimenting. Everything felt new, looked interesting, and we were curious about the world and exploring and discovering more and more. We also would experiment with objects and things around us. When we became adults, many of us can feel that life has no magic, nothing new to discover or experience. To go back to the childlike state where we do something for the pure pleasure of exploring or simply having fun, that can bring us back to that childlike state and reminds us of the magic of life and joy. Whether that is painting, dancing, doodling, singing, whatever it is your favorite activity, do something that can reconnect you to that innocent state. Number 4, connect with a friend or a loved one, or practice platonic affection. Nothing brings the juices of life flowing faster than the vibration of love. When you connect with a friend or a loved one, or even satisfy your need for affection, you will feel that the universe does love you, and that you are not alone or abandoned. The gift of other human beings that can be there for you and to be the channels for that loving energy will boost your mood very fast. Don't be afraid to ask for help or assistance. There are many people in this world that live to offer love in any way they can. There are also many opportunities to practice platonic cuddling or even platonic affectionate touch. So this is something you can also do with strangers. Number 5, exercise. Exercise stimulates our chemistry and activates the endorphins, which makes us feel good. Not only do we start to feel more energized, but we also feel that we can take more on life. We can take more challenges. It also makes us feel better in our physical body and makes us feel more fit and attractive. Exercise also involves taking an action that is self-loving and beneficial for you. Taking action makes you feel you are doing something to improve your life, which will then influence your perception of life and make you more resilient, having an attitude that you can go and take on all those challenges that are before you and surpass all the obstacles that may come up. Number 6, catch some sun or go into nature. If you are from certain sunny countries, you know how the sun can have a huge deep effect on the mood. Or you can also go into nature if you don't have so much sun. You can do either the sun or nature when you feel a little bit low. Otherwise, make sure you take also vitamin D supplements. And for those who are happy to afford and really would like to get the benefits of sun, there are also some lamps targeted specifically to combat the lack of sunlight in certain countries. Number 7, nourish yourself. Make yourself a nice nourishing meal, preferably with root-based vegetables, which will aid in your Muladhara chakra, where we get feelings of security and stability. A nice soup or a feeling healthy meal, especially on days where you've done a great workout or you're feeling a little bit under the weather or you have done immense intense work, it can make wonders. Number 8, take a break. If you can take a break from the routine of your life and take some days to go to a new place, a new country, changing of scenery will help you see things a little bit different. To go to a different culture with different behaviors and attitudes can actually help you see life through different perspectives and see that maybe things are not so bad after all, and there are plenty more opportunities that can come your way, or that life is not only about achieving goals or achieving success or achieving the things that we planned. Have you also heard of astrocartography and relocation astrology? If you're curious about what this is a technique we use in astrology that can actually help us find out which countries would be the best places where we can actually improve certain areas in your life. So we can actually plan to go for a few days or a few weeks or even a few months to spend there so that we can improve things like romance or things like success or our career or other opportunities. This is a very interesting area of astrology, and I will be offering readings for this very soon. So if you are curious, make sure to go to my website and subscribe there so that you get the news and notifications when I will start doing these readings. Number 9, laugh. Laughter is one of the quickest ways to improve the mood. Watch a comedy or a movie that makes you laugh, or go to that friend that is super talented in making other people laugh, or give them the task or challenge to make you laugh for hours, whether it's the wannabe comedian or the professional ones. Number 10, accept what is without giving a meaning to what you perceive as reality. Reality is made of our interpretation and perception of it. True that we all share common realities, but the reality of things that happens to us is usually colored by our own perceptions. Just because there are certain patterns in life, these patterns are not a translation of how reality is and how unchangeable it is, but possibly much more our habit in looking and doing things in the same way that produces always the same results. If you would like to change your mindset and if you feel stuck, then one of the things you can do is hire a holistic coach or a therapist that can help you have a different outlook towards the areas you want to improve, and also help you achieve the results you seek. Change is always possible, but we need to believe it and take the appropriate actions to see the results we seek to produce in our lives. And it always starts with us. So I hope these tips have helped you improve your mood and to change and shift your negative perspective to a much more positive one. And of course, I haven't mentioned all the potential possibilities out there that can actually help to improve our mood. So if you have any other tips or ideas, please make sure to share below in the comments so that other people can also be aware of these. Also, make sure to subscribe and like this video if you haven't done so. I also invite you to visit me and my website at cynthiasincere.com to subscribe to my website there and you get some of the free gifts that I'm offering. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it has helped you. May the cosmos and the stars be with you.